I'm going to play dad today. I'm going to try to advise you guys as a father. And even if you're an older girl, older young man, this is a lesson for you. The older man's going to bring you guys some more wisdom. And I came across this video this morning and
Another day of being hot in LA. You know what that means. Nobody's going to talk to you. And the ones that do, it's like, what?
I've been seeing so many of these type of videos lately that it's prompted me to do a video just to sort of address the issue. And it's simply because I see a massive amount of narcissism among women, single women, who are struggling for attention, struggling for dates, struggling for marriage. But one thing that every psychologist have ever told us is that social media has created a massive amount of single women who are addicted to social media, and it has increased the level of narcissism.
Because we've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. Every poor choice is glamorized, and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I.
I've identified two areas. Number one, the amount of men that can give one woman attention online. It's a safe way of men to make a move at a woman without getting any repercussions from it. And if he's lucky, and this is what he's hoping, that she will respond. Now, if a woman wakes up every morning and she has 100, 100, 200 men telling her how beautiful and how hot she is, and you go queen, and you're a star, and you're this, and it is amazingly addictive.
A bikini and then sees her DMs like covered with men. Then the next time her boyfriend's not on his best behavior, she can use that as a weapon. She can automatically post a picture, get a replacement, and go for dinner that night with somebody new. Now tell me we're not creating narcissistic women if this is the setup that social media is providing women.
However, we have reached that age where the internet is old enough and social media is old enough where women are hitting their 30s and they're not getting that attention and they're feeling the repercussions from that. They're not getting the attention that they did when they were in their 20s. They're no longer getting that massive amount of dopamine hit from the attention. So it's literally like putting somebody on crack cocaine and then weaning them off as they get into their later years in their 30s and 40s. And a lot of women don't understand this. And when I met my wife, just imagine being on an island with very few choices. A lot of expats come into the Cayman Islands, but if you wanted to meet a certain group of women, certain type of woman, certain woman with sort of sophistication, you had to go to certain places. Women go for those top men. They want that sophisticated man, the man that's educated, the guy that's going to put on that tie and hit the office. So this brings me to this one discussion. We have a problem where the women are so over the top narcissistic that we get individuals like this.
Another day of being hot in LA. You know what that means. Nobody's gonna talk to you, and the ones that do, it's like, what? Okay, so here I am having lunch by myself at Joey's of Woodland Hills. Let me start off by saying this. When you're a pretty girl, like when you a 9, 10, you're gonna be lonely, okay? You're not gonna have a big group of friends. You're not gonna have a bunch of guys just at your feet. If you do have a bunch of guys at your feet, you're not a 9 or a 10. I said what I said. 9, 10s, we be getting humbled. They want to humble you. They don't want to compliment you because they feel like, oh, you received that too much. Too much compliment, her head gonna blow up. So I'm just never gonna tell her anything. And I'm also not gonna approach her because she probably got a man or 10 men. And she probably is a bitch because she's beautiful. So we get that, right? That's fine. I'd be prepared to go.
Let's just pause it right there. So let's break down what she just said. Number one, she's calling herself a 10, which basically means she is self-aggrandizing. She has put herself on that pedestal. The one thing you want to understand about a narcissist is that it doesn't matter what anyone else says. They determine that their value is at the top. Now, to her credit, she's not an unattractive woman, but she's not a 10. Trust me, I am, and I have been a beauty, fashion, and fitness photographer for the past 40 years. 40. It started out as a hobby, and then for the last 15 years, it has been my profession. I have photographed the most beautiful women in the world, from Miss Universe winners to Bollywood stars. Beautiful people. So I'm telling you that I know exactly what a 10 looks like. So let's cut that shit. She's not a 10. She has on fake eyelashes. She has on a weave, tons of makeup. And she has a filter on her thing. What is the filter called? Just so that you can see it. It is called light foundation. So she has all of these enhancements on, right? And this is the delusion that women put themselves through. They never see themselves as real. Fresh out of the shower, as Mr. Kevin Samuels used to say. Fresh out of the shower, face wash, no fake eyelashes, no weave. How do you look? That's how you determine what level you're at. So even without some of the adornment she has, there's a photo of her hair, right? She's literally a 6, 6.5. That's it. Doesn't go any higher than that. With some makeup, she might hit a 7, 7.5. With all the adornments, it doesn't matter. Men don't care about that. Men only care about how you look when you take your makeup off in the morning. That's it. Because he knows that that's what his child is going to get if he has a child with her. I asked my 14-year-old daughter to come in and watch this video with me. And she determined herself that this woman isn't logical. But she's complaining that beautiful women, 9s and 10s, don't get attention. And gentlemen, please understand female logic. 9s and 10s don't get attention because men think that she has either had a boyfriend. What else she said?
Probably got a man or 10 men. And she probably is a bitch because she's beautiful. So we get that, right?
For all you gentlemen who thinks that any of this applies, I want you to just think critically. So that means that all of these things that she just mentioned, these are all negatives of being beautiful. If this was the case, no woman or no man would want to be beautiful. None. Because we would all identify that these are negative traits and we would never get attention. So we would never look at our child and say, oh my God, he's so beautiful. I feel so sorry for him. Oh my God. Oh, she's so beautiful. I feel so sorry for her. She's going to have a hard time in life. I'm sorry, Mr. Aiken. I'm sorry that you have a child that's so beautiful. Don't make sense. Right? No Bollywood, no Hollywood, none of that for you because people would ignore you. This woman just have no common sense. This is female logic. So let's take it one step further. So if beauty would turn men off, that means, so anyone who's the lower number, 2, 3, 4, men are going to be going all over those uglier women because they feel that, she's confident, I can't even think of the logic. But the reverse isn't true, so that means that she's talking bullshit and she's just looking for attention. So gentlemen, all I'm trying to get you to do, and ladies, think about logic, think about critical thinking. All the ladies who are listening to this, please don't fall for this crap. The reason she is single and no one approached her is, one, she probably had an unapproachable demeanor about her. Number 2, once men said hello and they heard those first few words, they realized, nah, I don't want to go any further with this. That's why she's still single. The other reason she's probably still single, because she gets so much attention on these websites that her standards are so damn high that she rejects even the men who are even 2 steps above her, because she feels that if that many men are after her who are 2 levels above me, if I wait, I'm going to get that number 1 guy. So she just keeps waiting. So that is her downfall, but it's her fault. It has nothing to do with her beauty. It has everything to do with her attitude, because beautiful people win every single time if they have a good attitude, if they have good morals, if all the other things have to be in place. Kindness, nurturing, femininity, all of those other things have to be in place in order for men to find them attractive, because a good-looking face does not do it alone. Everybody knows that. So let's continue. Let's hear what else she has to say.
Is a bitch because she's beautiful. So we get that, right? That's fine. I'd be prepared to go by myself out to eat. And that's the thing. Y'all remember Taco Tuesday Bay and Mexican Food Bay from like May? I haven't been approached since them, okay? So it's been a long time since I've been out on a date. Men just don't come up to me because I think they think, oh, she got a boyfriend, or, you know, she must be a bitch, or so something can't be right. Like, beautiful girl by herself, like, no, it's a trap. Anyway, so here I am at Joey's by myself having my little Korean fried cauliflower, and it's so good. And at the end, I close my check. I have my little cappuccino, and the bar is full, by the way. Ain't nobody say hi to me. I'm not expecting to be talked to every time, because it just don't happen. So I just don't expect it anymore. You know, I just expect to be like Princess Fiona. Locked away. Deadass, this is literally what I tell myself, like, girl, you so beautiful, you Princess Fiona, like, Shrek is gonna have to come and save you from the fiery dragon. Okay, so I close my bill and I'm getting ready to leave, and this black guy comes up to me. He's a little older. Let me paint the picture for you. He's a little older. He's bald. He doesn't have any hair, but he has like a lot of diamonds and bust down everything on, okay? Like bust down watch with the 2 chains, with the bust down, it looks like a bust down Cartier nailed it bracelet, but not quite. So something from the jeweler, and then some other bracelets, but his hands were ashy as fuck. Because why your hands so fucking dry? I need to know. It's very off-putting, so I get it when people go under my live or under my comments and they're like, girl, you're so...
There you see it, my friends. What is she doing? She is nitpicking the crap out of every single man who approaches her, because she's like every other woman out there. They're looking for this perfect Prince Charming. And what does she refer to? A Disney movie. Or is it Pixar? I don't give a shit. Point is, it's a cartoon. Oh, I'm Fiona. If I had to listen to that laugh, that would put me off, definitely. That just screams psycho laugh, okay? But the point is that she now criticizes the one man that came and talked to her. One, the bust down this, the bust down that. You see what I'm talking about, gentlemen? And ladies, this is what you do not want to do. She could have come out here and said, you know, this nice guy, elderly man, balding, you know, his jeweler wasn't on point, but I could see he was well dressed. He smelled good. We had an interesting conversation, but in the end, we didn't click. Boom. That's what women, proper women, ladies would have done. But no. She come out, she insulting men, he's ashy hands. How many men friggin' gonna be putting on cream? One of the things about men, especially black men, I mean, literally, you take a shower, that bloody soap dries your skin out, and if the shirt or anything rubs against the dry hand, it looks ashy. But you don't go online and criticize your own black men. You don't do that. And then you wonder why no black men are approaching you when you're out. This is exactly what men are afraid of. That's why we do not approach women. Ladies, you are a victim of your own bullshit. This is the problem. Let me just finish up. Hear what else she has to say. Because I haven't listened to the whole thing, by the way.
It's very off-putting, so I get it when people go under my live or under my comments and they're like, girl, you're so beautiful, but your lips are dry. Because when you got the rest, like, okay, and your skin is dry, it's very off-putting. He gonna come up to me and be like, what's a beautiful girl like you doing alone at the bar? And I'm like, oh, I'm eating. And he's like, but why alone? I'm like, well, because if I waited on somebody to take me out, bitch, I'd be dead. Like, what the fuck?
Anytime a woman uses the B words, the N words, I'm trying to be YouTube safe. You know, all of these different references to either other women or men in a negative way, or even if it's joking, her level of sophistication isn't going to get a man who's sophisticated, because that's off-putting to men. So ladies, I'm trying to teach you what not to do. You need to up your game, ladies. If you want results from the top men, you got to be a top woman. You got to be a lady, respectable, refined, sophisticated. This isn't it. I can see exactly why she's still single.
He started trying to like make conversation, but I noticed that his other friends are at his original table. So between trying to have conversation with me, he keeps turning back to his friends, but it's like he's asking me a question and then turning back to his friends, not listening for the answer. So I feel stupid, because why you come up to me so that you could just ignore what I'm saying? Like, it's only so many times you're gonna have to ask me to repeat what I said because you're not paying attention. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be somebody afterthought. Look, I came up here to get the cauliflower.
You didn't come up there to get the cauliflower. You came up there to get a man. You came up there to attract other men. It's just that the man who you have attracted hasn't fully committed to you, and he left his friends at the table. And I can tell you what's going through the man's mind. Would you like to join our table? But he's going back and forth in his head as he is talking to you, whether he wants to take you into his circle or not. That is what's going on in the man's head. So, women, understand, men are very simple. What she should have done at this point is said, oh, I'm sorry, did I distract you from your friends? And he would have immediately said, well, no, we were just debating whether you wanted to join us at our table. But I didn't really want to disturb you. I didn't know how to ask. In other words, she could have easily opened up this man to find out what is on his mind, instead of thinking, oh, he's not paying attention to me, because it's all about her. So ladies, that's the next lesson I'm trying to get across to you. I'm teaching you ladies as I'm going how to communicate with a man in a proper way. You see the openings, right? And you say to yourself, oh, I can see that he's looking back and forth at his friends. Your thought should never be, oh, he's rude. It should be, why is he doing that? Always think about why. Every time I talk to a woman and I approach her directly, I watch her body language. In my head, I'm constantly analyzing, very quick, because I'm used to it. Thinking, oh, why is she doing that? Why is she looking like that? Why is she frowning? Oh, the sides of her mouth have fallen. Oh, she's looking around to see if her friends will come and rescue her. Ah, let me find an opening there. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you nervous. Are your friends, you have friends around? If you want to be left alone, no problem. This is how normal human beings communicate. You always look for the tells, the signs in other people's facial expression, their body language, and then you adapt. You ask questions from that in order to determine whether the person is interested in you or not interested in you. That's it. Simple. But to come on TikTok and start about, oh, his ashy hands and he looking around and, oh, man. I'm just disappointed by my sisters, because they don't have any game anymore. Back in the day, sisters had sophisticated game. This is how you turn off a man. How you turn on a man is how I am teaching you right now. So listen up. Learn, ladies, because what you're doing isn't working. Otherwise, you're going to be like the woman in my video I posted yesterday. Go and watch that one.
So then at the end, I said, I actually closed my bill and I have somewhere to be. And he was like, oh, okay, well, take down my number. I said, I'm not going to take down your number. He was like, why? I said, because I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to take your number And then now I have to make the first move. Now I have to call you or text you. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not even attracted to you. Like, what the fuck? So then he's like, so I don't understand. So you're not going to call me? Like, you wouldn't text, you wouldn't pick up? I said, no, you're conflating picking up a phone call with being the one to reach out. He said, conflating? Oh, that's a big word. How old are we? I gave him my trap number. He definitely is probably not going to get too much attention outside of like maybe a friend zone. But if this is what I have, if this is all the options, anyway, I guess I'll keep eating by myself.
And that is inside another woman's head. That, gentlemen, is what we have to deal with. That is the pickings that we have in the black community. Not a bad looking black woman, but whether they're ghetto or whether they're medium educated or highly educated, the attitude is the same. This is the problem. And what I'm trying to do as an older man is to tell you ladies, you got to change that. Black women, you have to change that. Otherwise, we're going to have dismal results. So guys, listen, I'm going to cut this off right here. I just wanted to make this a short one just to highlight this problem that we're having. My next video I'm going to be producing, I'm in the middle of that one as well, talks about the benefits of being married in the black community and why the black community is at the bottom of the economic barrel when it comes to wealth. Yeah, not making money. There's a big difference between making money and wealth. We're at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to creating wealth. Not even generational wealth. I'm talking about just family wealth. Okay? So listen, guys, remember, if you want to book a session with me, you need some information, you need some guidance from an older man, you need a mentor, log into askanolderman.com. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat so I can help to clear up some problems in your head. All right, guys? And of course, if you just want a quick question answered, hit me up over on Instagram. Same title, Ask an Older Man. So until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.